What's good, everybody? This is Malcolm Tyler. Welcome back. This is podcast Los Angeles Chronicles podcast, episode 2. We are recording live in Rosemead, California. Thanks for checking out the first episode. I was able to get some good feedback from the first one, so always nice to hear hatred and love of all sides from everybody. Today's episode is about how to recharge for your day of chaos at work the next day. Excuse me. How is it possible to work 10 hours, 11 hours, and then go home and crash and then go back and do it the next day with a smile on your face? And I'm also going to talk about uh, what, how is my job or your job, like, what does it do for the community besides just serving yourself and your family? Because at the end of your life, like, if all you care about is yourself and your family, then that's a miserable life. What do you think? Think about it. So, actually, I'm going to give you a recap of last week and this week, kind of what's going on. So, went up to the Griffith Observatory with my friend from Korea. So, we wanted to go for about 2 years, and now we finally went, and it was good times. When you get up there, it's kind of, you go through traffic through Los Feliz area in Hollywood, and when we finally got up there, it's kind of like the when you go to the Grand Canyon and you're walking towards it, and if you've ever been there, it's like, wow, there's the Griffith Observatory. It's so nice, yes. And it's been like a good year since I've been, so it was breathtaking views and whatnot of Hollywood and downtown LA. Kind of foggy up there, and took a lot of cool photos. And some of those photos, it looks like she's my wife, but she's not. But it was funny. So, and it was also good to trip off of other people taking photographs so they can put it on their poser online dating profiles and not get anything going on. So it seems. Actually, that'd be a good episode to have on this one about online dating, especially in LA. We'll get into that later. But we actually didn't go inside that dome. We actually just went around the whole dome part of it, and the the part like before you get there, the main view and to the side. And it was super cold up there, so it was like waiting for it to get dark to get the good night pictures and whatnot. And my mind was complaining that it was cold, but I just patiently endured it the best I could. But I guess in Korea they don't have that problem. Like over here, we're kind of wimps. We're like, oh, it's so cold in LA, but I used to work in the freezer in South Carolina, so I'm cold natured, and then I wear shorts in the wintertime here, and people say, hey, you're not cold, bro? I'm like, nah, man, I'm from South Carolina. We're tough over there. But then you go to Korea, and it's like, what is it, like 20 below zero over there? So it was good times, and it was nothing too interesting about my work week, but usually I'm just working in the same areas. I did get bit by my first dog the other day, but I don't know, would you even call that a dog bite? It was just like big enough to put a band-aid on it, but called the customer before I walked inside the yard and everything and make sure that I don't know if your dog wants to bite me or not. And she said, no, he doesn't have teeth. And like I'm standing there trying to take a picture of the package with the on the table, and here comes all these little dogs around me, kind of like Hitchcock the birds when the birds gather around the person about to attack them. And then the dog just said, hell with it, I'm gonna bite his leg. And then the dog bit me, and I'm like, ah. And then yeah, put the band-aid on it, and I'm like, yeah, no teeth, my ass, man. She said no teeth, and then whatever, we made it through. But it seems like always a Sunday is like the hood part of Pasadena, and then it's like Altadena the other 2 days, and then I was off on Monday, so good to go. And then went to go get my taxes done at Jimenez Taxes and Sunset Boulevard yesterday. Good people up there. I highly recommend them. And then went to Pacoima yesterday to reunite with a hip hop business manager that will be a special guest sometime in the future on the podcast, and Gabriel Stacks Gouda McCoy. Like I said, business manager, but I went to go pick him up in Pacoima, so that was a good hour drive in traffic and rain and whatnot. And then we get there, and then he says something about some doctor's appointment was really like donating blood, and I'm like, man, you can't be donating blood like two times a week. You need your plasma. So we went to this burger joint, Tip Top Burgers, and it was pretty good. They got the seasoned salt for the fries like hooked on a chain, and I thought that was interesting. And then he goes to buy a lottery ticket, and then the burgers are ready and everything, and I'm like calling him up, where you at? And he didn't know it's ready. I went to go buy a lottery ticket, and then goes to use the bathroom and leaves the damn keys and the ticket in the bathroom, and then the guy had to go get the keys out of there. So this guy's totally drained from donating blood. He was donating blood and ended up like falling half asleep. It's supposed to be like a business meeting with this podcast. If he's got some like ideas to throw back and forth and whatnot, but it ended up being like 8 sentences. So I don't think it's gonna work out with this collaboration of him again. So he was like my hip hop business manager for the stuff we were doing, like Mouty Mao and the Mr. Tyler's Neighborhood, the horror hip hop album that I had. So anyway, went up to downtown LA today, and nothing like too crazy to report, but just a lot of characters and same kind of typical stuff that you see every time you go there, as far as people on some hard drugs. And it's pretty sad. I mean, people not talking to themselves, but like straight up yelling at themselves from being on whatever they're on. So I don't mean to judge everybody, but it's you just gotta be prepared when you go there. I mean, I never lived there or worked there for a long period of time, but you end up going there. So, but it's looking good with the job. It's just which brings me to the topic about the episode. We're gonna be talking about patience. So I had a patience test in some traffic on the way home today too. So the thing about that is you need to be like, the best thing to do is to thank whatever is happening to you at the time as far as patience. Like, let's say you're in traffic, rather than getting afflicted at the traffic, you need to be like, bring it on, because that's what's your test. And if you could pass that patience test, then more power to you, and you pass the test. So, which makes you a stronger person. If you can endure something like traffic or waiting in line, or like, let's say last week I was somewhere in a restaurant and a drug addict came in and caused a scene that lasted a good 5-6 minutes, and I waited until they finished with their scene and left the place. So yeah, this episode is dedicated to my friend Peter. So he had some good suggestions, and actually I got another friend that has some episode suggestions. We're gonna get into that one next time. But how do you charge your endurance for your job? So I don't know about you, but I'm just gonna go into what I do. And sometimes I don't even sleep for 8 hours, but on my day off, I tend to sleep 8 hours, maybe 6 or 7 hours. You can actually, I can work with 5 hours, but less than that, it's not going to be a terrific day, but we can make it through the day. So get some good sleep. There's actually a sleep mantra that I got into, which sounds stupid, but it's basically take a deep breath, and you're gonna like breathe in, and then it's like for 20 seconds. And it sounds real basic, but sometimes it works. And a couple times I had a blissful sleep from that. So the way I start my day is I mean, I do this spiritual stuff in the morning, but as far as meditation and recitations, but any meditation is good. Even the basic mindfulness meditation. I'm not saying it's bad, but the kind that I do is more advanced. But usually that's only for the elite meditators, and even better if you can do that for an even longer period of time. But in the morning, you gotta kind of like manage your time. So most of the guys at my job, they don't wake up that early in the morning, but for me, it's like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, So most of the time, I don't even eat breakfast because I just use whatever body fat that I have to live off of. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you're into some kind of like intermittent fasting, then you know what I'm talking about. So what happened was I watched a documentary about intermittent fasting, and then I applied that to my life. So as long as you have like, you gotta have like 0% body fat in order to have like 6-pack abs, for an example. So if you have something, then you can like go without eating, and then like after your body fat, then you lose all your muscle too. But so you don't want to like lose what you work for, but that's why I don't like do fasting for longer than 3 days. So it's been a while since I've done 3 days, but actually this is pretty cool. I fasted for 2 days, and then I worked my ass off those 2 days too. And that's like 10 hours too. So I worked 10 hours delivering and didn't eat any food and only drank water. And when I did that, I basically like worked off all of the holiday candy and everything that we ate for holidays. So that's pretty interesting. So I've been on caffeine pills for a while, so I'm not too proud of that. I'm just being honest though. So it's basically like 200 milligrams, and if you take 2 a day, then you're in the safe zone. And if it's an emergency, I'll take another half of one. So it's actually better for you than the energy drinks that have sugar, or even the kind with no sugar, because you're not drinking carbonated water. You're just taking the caffeine pill. So it's pretty interesting, and plus it's cheaper too. So it's like, what is it, $8 for 100 tablets, and you can get those on Amazon and at Rite Aid, and also the 99-cent store. And they're convenient too. So if you guys ever want to sponsor me, I can be bought. So also on the same subject, we talk about like what you watch and what you put into your mind, which nobody's perfect, but for me, I've noticed I'm kind of sensitive to like what I watch, and if I'm watching some kind of screwed up movie or disturbing movie, then I kind of carry that whole vibe and the images with me to work the next day, and that's not good. So last time that happened, I can think of off the top of my head, it actually made me real scattered at work the next day, and I don't even want to recommend that movie, but it was a great movie. But I'd say if you're sensitive like me to things like that, then don't do it. So what helps me is I like to watch skateboard videos, because the energy that they have, like I can bring that energy into work, and it's always like I like the whole vibe too. Like when I watch skateboard videos, so I bring that energy and vibe into work, and that's what helps me focus, because you can tell that they're focused when they do that, even though they do show like those parts when they screw up and then they fall down, bust their ass and everything, go to the hospital. But for the most part, when you watch a skateboard video, they're just nailing it the whole time. You know what I mean? So that's like my inspiration right there. I don't know about you. Like, start thinking about like what really gets you going. Like my boss, he watches soccer and everything, and here he is, his dispatch, and he's watching the phone. He's watching soccer the whole time, even though he's not out there delivering. Maybe that helps him get through his day, because he's watching something with good energy. So it could be sports, it could be like maybe something different, maybe it could be music, but I think music kind of distracts me at work because then I have like a song stuck in my mind, and I like to get into that too and talk about that. So, if a song's stuck in your mind and you're trying to go to work and focus on something, then you're gonna like lose focus or your job performance, right? So, like, how would you get the song stuck? Like, how would you get it out of your mind? And I don't even know the answer to this, but if you ever talk to me on a regular basis, then hit me up and tell me like what you do to get that song out of your mind. Is it another song? Do you go into another song? Or do you like watch something, or do you go into some kind of mantra? What do you do? Hit me up. And I guess it's good like not to avoid drama. I mean, you can't like go through like hiding through life, but sometimes if I have like some drama in my life with like family member hit me up or texted me about some kind of problem, then that would upset me. And that's normal, you know. And especially if I don't meditate as long that day, then it's gonna get to me more of that day. But what I do is like I try not to text people at work, but it's gonna happen if the phone's around or if you're on break. So I just say like me personally, I don't do it as much as the average person, I guess. What about you? You know, because at work, like for the most part, I get along with my coworkers and customers, and there's no way you're gonna have like perfect day every day and no drama. But I'd say like the balance with that is try not maybe just text on break sometimes or call on break if you're having a good day, but save the drama for at home and then deal with that at home, and then don't take your drama to work, you know. But for me, like a focused productive day would be if I like put in that effort to prepare myself in the morning for work, and then if I've and then just like knock everything out. If like let's say I'm the first one to finish, or I finish early and then I go help another guy, drive back, drive home, and that can take all your energy right there. So what do you do when you come home? That's the thing. So usually like when working like that, like you tend to eat out, you know. So it's not like I got energy to come home and cook dinner. So you just do the best you can with that. So and also it's good to work out, but I don't have a lot of time. What I do is got this 20-minute workout thing I follow with this YouTube people I've been watching. Juice and Toya, like Juice, like the Tupac movie, and Toya, I think that's his wife. And shout out to them. I hit them up and I said, "Hey man, I'm a delivery driver, and you guys help me out." And they said, "Oh, what's up, fam? That's good. It's all good, you know." So they have like so many hundreds of workout videos, and you can choose which one you like. 15, 20 minutes will work wonders and give you like a lot of good energy. So the meditation, you can get energy, but it's not a substitute for the physical. So and then people in my job say that like they get paid to, it's like getting paid to work out when you go in and deliver like that and load up. But to me, it's not the same, you know. So because you're not focusing on one thing or one kind of exercise. And but yeah, so like a lot like you get the cardio and twists and turns and whatnot, you move around with your body. And I mean, I do some yoga and stuff like that. And another thing, I keep this like PG, but it's like if you can have like some kind of no sex release thing going on, and if you can go like the more days you can go without the release, you know. And like I even write down the days with the chart, like I'm in jail or something, and be like, "Oh, I'm more tough than you. I have gone more days than you. I get more girls," you know. So it's more of like an ego kind of thing going on. And then if you can do that, that's a really hard thing to do. More power to you, you guys and girls. But I think it's harder for guys, right? What do you think? So that'll pretty much make you focused, and also if you quit eating food, that'll make you focused too. So what I just said was really weird, and people at work think I'm weird because I don't eat lunch. So, but if you think about it, I mean, some guys say like, "Oh, it slows me down when I eat the full, I go back to work," and yeah, they're right, because then you have to, your body's working to digest the food, and then you're gonna like lose focus or something. I mean, I'm no doctor, so don't listen to me, but I've known from like the experiences I've had that, like, let's say if I eat something and then I can kind of like, maybe I'll go into like a bad mood or something, or like hyperglycemic. I don't know, but I'm just telling you what I do. So that's pretty much it. And the meditation I didn't really get into, but what that is this advanced meditation. Like I sit like a pretzel and sit on the floor like that, and it involves pain. And after 4 years, there's not as much pain, but that's a journey, And there'll be like more in depth episodes about that. So excuse me. All right, so now I'm gonna talk about how is my job or your job? How does it contribute to your community at work, and how is it good? Because I mean, it's good to have a job where you support yourself or support your family and make extra money, but how's it good for other people too? So, like my job, Amazon. Or hold on, I'm gonna pause the mic real quick. Okay, well, I mean, we hear this from more from customers every day about how they appreciate it. Like from it works all these different ways, right? So, like us as employees, like we know that it's a tough thing to go through. So, and it's draining and everything. So, and you're thinking about yourself, like you're you're overwhelmed. Your the boss, they're talking about like the numbers and how we're doing as far as like making fantastic plus or something, so we can get into this like certain bracket, so then they're doing well as far as the business goes. But then they're not talking about, actually I've never heard them talk about like how it helps people out there. So then when you go out there and deliver, you're hearing from customers like, hey, what you do helps me out. So that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. I mean, it's there's things I like about it and things I don't like and this and that, but at the end of the day, like, I mean, like, let's say you had a hard day, but you're not thinking about, hey, what I did, hey, I'm helping people out. So you need to have that like foundation. That's what I touched on in the last episode. So I stand by that. And I'd say like some things that we deliver you can't get at the store. And I actually went to Office Depot last night and they didn't have those paper CD holder things. The guy said that's the thing of the past, dog, or whatever. Those envelopes, and it's not like I really need that, but actually an eBay seller, and I need it for something like that. But that's just like, I mean, but some things people really need, like they could have like some kind of medicine or some kind of special food or dog food or something. Or I mean, a lot of it's like luxury. You deliver like what $10 million houses, and it's like, well, yeah, what do you guys really need today? But um, but we help disabled people too that can't get to the door. And hey, if you're disabled, you can't even go to the store. So what are you gonna do? Like, if that's not helping people, then what is? So, but then some people are lazy, and it is what it is. Like, but also some people work a lot too, and then they can't get to the store to get whatever kind of essential thing that they need. And so think about it, you're helping out like maybe a workaholic that can't get to wherever they need to get. So then we got Amazon delivery, or whatever. If you're a FedEx guy or a UPS guy, like, or a girl, just like, be a good outstanding member of the community. So I stand by that. So sometimes it's not about like gains, it's about taking losses. And I learned about that from my teacher. So like what I learned from them, I like to like bring that out to the world. So that's where I'm coming from with that. But with that being said, like, maybe if you're out there listening, like, think about your job, and not even like what you dislike about it, but how's it helping people out? Because like I worked in grocery stores and supermarkets for like 19 years, and I went through like a lot of suffering, like I suffered and hated everybody, and but at the end of the day I hated myself, so you kind of bring that hatred around with you, and it wasn't like 100% bad, but like I didn't have the proper foundation of, yeah, you work in the supermarket, you're helping out. So that was actually one of the topics I wanted to touch on today. And so it's basically like, how do you some tips on like how to recharge so you could prepare for a tough day, and then how do you help out the community. So then the last one is basically like, how do you stay at peace when like being in Los Angeles, and I said Los Angeles like the podcast. So how you stay at peace? Well, sometimes it's taking a break from reality, or taking a break from like listening to all this crazy music I've been listening to. Like one time, like I quit listening to heavy metal for like more than a week, and then I kind of noticed that I cleared my mind out. That was a long time ago. And then another time, I just quit listening to music. And I mean, music's been a big part of my life, so it sounds kind of crazy, but it actually cleared my mind because I just listened to nothing but wisdom, and I didn't listen to like other people's afflictions. Does that make sense? Like, think about how bombarded your mind is, and if it's like that, if you're on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, then not saying everybody should like boycott all those systems and social medias like I did, but I mean, how is it affecting you, afflicting you, and then influencing you? Because it's always it goes into your mind. So if your mind's not at peace, then you're gonna bring like, if your mind's at war, you're gonna bring war like outside of you too. So if it all starts with you being peaceful inside, and then you could take that peace with you, and then that good energy is gonna rub off on other people too. So and you can tell too. So, but yeah, I mean, in LA, there's there's people, there's like all different types of people. There's traffic, egos, and talking about music and patience. So let's say somebody cuts you off on the freeway. How do you react to it? Like, I mean, I know how I react. Um, I used to flip out and cuss and whatever, but when I got all that anger out, what's left? So, what about you? What do you do? One frustrating thing today was, I think I was trying to turn right on, I forgot if it was like either Flower or Figueroa Street in downtown Los Angeles, and then I couldn't even get into the right lane to turn right, and then I had to like end up turning all the way around. So you run into difficult situations like that. Like, I mean, it's totally different in a small town. There's no traffic like that. But it's chaotic, and then trying to get on the freeway if you miss your exit. And actually another tip is just trying to like, if you leave early or earlier, so you can beat traffic or get there on time, because I hate being late. I don't know about you, but being late's not fun. So yeah, so anyway, that was a more of a patience test for me today, was like the traffic on coming from downtown LA back to Rosemead, and then some of the situations I went through over there, which could have been a lot worse, and then you don't want to get into a wreck. That's a different story right there. One time it took me like 2 hours just to get from, no, I think it took me an hour just to get out of LA, and then to go to San Diego, because I went there on the weekend or whatever a couple of years ago. So that's like an hour just to get the hell out of here, and then to keep on going until you get to San Diego. So yeah, how do you stay at peace? Sometimes people want to be crazy. I mean, one time my dad said something that's pretty interesting. It's like, people want to be fucked. Just look at the line at McDonald's. And he's right. Yeah, just look at the line at McDonald's or some kind of screw. Like look at In and Out, like the In and Out line. I mean, why are people so stupid that they would wait in line that long? I mean, I've done it before too, but I mean, it's always like that. It's the best time to go is to go to Costco at like 10 o'clock in the morning, or to In and Out 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. Actually, go to Costco gas station at 6 a.m. so I can go there, and it's before the store opens, but the gas station's open over there, and then you can get that done. So sometimes having better strategies and planning out the day, that can help out. Um, that's kind of like traveling. When you plan for traveling, like the more planning the better, because that's more of a big deal. And yeah, um, find peace in yourself. Find it within. Go to the Dantian part, energy right there, if you know what that means. Go back to damn Om chanting. I'd like to make an episode about that, like that cult that I used to be in, and we all get together and be like Om, Om, for 45 minutes. And it wasn't like I just did that a few times. I was with them maybe like 80 times, but who knows. So yeah, think about like what's going into your mind, like what kind of movies do you watch, what kind of music do you listen to, what kind of drama do you have in your life, like relationships. And yeah, if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, like that's a big problem right there. I mean, I don't have that problem. How is your problem? Maybe you should have like some kind of like call in thing, and people can call in and talk to me over here, and we can have some kind of dialogue about that going on. But right now, like, I'm in my early stage of the podcast right now. So this Los Angeles Chronicles episode 2. What's up, man? This is what is up right here for 2024. Yeah. And then hopefully there'll be like 24, maybe hopefully there'll be 2024 episodes of this, and we can keep on going until I'm like 70. What's up? Get some sponsorships or something going. No, I don't like commercials, but oh yeah, what I meant to say was I don't have the gear for the guest over here yet, but all I need is another microphone and some more headphones, and that's pretty much it. Mic stand and yeah, but it's just me right now, so shout out to rss.com for distribution, and I want to thank Spotify. I mean, no, first and foremost, I want to thank all the listeners of the show, whoever you may be. Shout out to Belgium. Shout out to Australia and United States, first and foremost. And the only thing other I had to say, oh yeah, I want to go into some recommendations, and then we'll call it an episode. So I want to recommend Rome Streets. It's a rapper album, Kiss the Ring, or you can like anything by him is good, man. He's that's a rapper recommended to me from a friend, and yeah, he's got everything, man. He's always on point. He's got the delivery. He's got that gritty kind of sound. I mean, he is hardcore. He's raw. So like, if you're a fan of like the hardcore hip hop, I'd say listen to him. Rome Streets. And as far as hardcore repercussion, what you listening to with that, if you check it out, that's the second singer of one of my favorite bands, Shattered Realm. Shout out to New Jersey. So it's Paul from Shattered Realm on a more of like a rugged kind of like lower budget quality, good band, like metallic hardcore, and it's more of hey, if you like Full Blown Chaos, if you like Shattered Realm, you'd like it. So check them out. 2 movies I want to recommend. If you have not seen, I mean, I feel bad for you if you haven't seen Psycho from 1960, but stop whatever you're doing and watch it. And then I haven't seen it in like 4 years, I think, maybe longer, but every second of that movie is flawless. That's all I have to say. Black and white, 1960, written by Joseph Stefano, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, starring Janet Leigh. And actually, they there was a scene in that film that was filmed outside of the studio. I mean, the studio, it would be like the house with, the famous Bates Motel with the house behind it. But the studio where she steals the car and switches the car was on Lancashire in North Hollywood. And another trivia thing is Lancashire, North Hollywood used to be called Lancashire in like prior to 1960. And then I used to live in North Hollywood on like off of Magnolia in that arts district over there for like 4 years. So anyway, also last recommendation, Shogun Assassin from 1983, banned in a lot of different countries. And that was actually that film. All of the samples from GZA, the Genius Liquid Swords 1995 album, all those film samples came from that film. So if you don't know, now you know. So, and it's a brutal, gory film, kung fu kind of style. It's different from the Shaw Brothers stuff that you've seen before if you've seen it, but I recommend those. So, one last shout out to everybody listens to. I love y'all, and then yeah, keep on following me. Like, there's gonna be different episodes. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to everything. Special guests. I mean, people I like, people I don't like. Like, I'm down for everything. I'm here to learn, and we're all here to help each other out. Hopefully, this episode helped you out as far as like tips from how to work a 10-hour day or having a stressful day. If you follow those, like, you should be good. And then, oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to say is I used to work at Piggly Wiggly for like 5 years, and that was like my first real job where you actually pay taxes and get screwed with that. And I was 18, and this is the last thing I'll talk about, and I'll shut up after this. But it was I was buying all this band equipment. Actually, a microphone is kind of like the one I'm using now, and I had a fog machine in my room, and I used to turn on the smoke machine, and we'd use it for shows. And anyway, I was stressed out from working and going to school and whatever. And then my dad came in my room drunk, and he was talking shit about the grocery store manager. His name was Willard. Lynn Willard was his name, and he was like a southern kind of like, hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, go get some buggies outside. He was kind of like that. So, my dad said, how's that Willard doing up there at the Piggly Wiggly? I want you to go up to that Willard and be like, and say, I understand you have a business to run and everything, and I respect that, but I don't know whether to shit or go blind. And I was thinking, yeah, that's pretty much how that work experience continued for like about 20 more years of, yeah, this is just a straight up American beatdown right here. And yeah, but anyway, yeah, I might be getting into more controversial topics and everything, and I got a lot of ideas. So yeah, stay up with me, and then have a good rest of the week, and keep it real, because I always keep it real too. All right, peace out.